Hello and welcome back to Fir Park. Start with a couple of quick purchases from a local exhibition I went to, and I've picked up a Regional Railways Class 37 Rails of Sheffield, but it's got ScotRail branding on it with a nameplate Highland Enterprise Regional Railways livery, but ScotRail branding. This one was named in 1993 at Inverness Depot, and it was used on the Highland Main Line and also on the Inverness to Kyle of Lochoush line. And I do like that one, even though it's slightly out of period for what I'm modelling, late 80s into about 1990-91. I can stretch it a little bit because I remember seeing this particular loco. So I'm really pleased I've managed to pick that one up, and it wasn't, that badly priced up either, so it's like new condition, so I'll get that running. Pleased with that. And the other thing I picked up is a couple of Model Zone twin pack parcel coaches, a weathered express BG and a passenger coach, a break end. That's quite useful, that, because they did used to put a passenger carrying coach within the formation as well, so that will look quite realistic, and it was used by people wanting to get somewhere in the early hours of the morning if you're on a rail rover ticket or something like that. So I'm pleased with those, and that brings me on to the scenic work that I've done over here, and I've started ballasting the upper level. In fact, I've finished the upper level now, and I've ballasted all the way along. Now over in the corner there, where the distillery is, that bare bit of baseboard in front of it, that will be a hard standing area for unloading and loading, and have some sort of whiskey kegs and things, and the usual sort of thing is connected with the distillery out the front. And I've carried on ballasting the track all the way around on the upper level. In the foreground there, I did have some self-adhesive back seams, but they are no use whatsoever. They don't look right. It looks like I'm just placing a hopscotch sort of set of retaining walls just to tick a box to say that I've completed it, and they don't blend in with the rest of the look of the retaining wall. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board on that and come up with another idea for that. There's a little gap there which I can't do anything about, but I do have my signal box which will go back up there, so that will mask it a little bit. And then what I might do is get a piece of card or just a thin bit of balsa wood, paint it and put a bit of foliage and a bit of bric-a-brac on it, and just slide that in there to cover that up. But I've ballasted all the way around. I've been careful this time because I have the wires for the power going straight into the track the old-fashioned way, and I've just made sure that they're not sort of hindered by the PVA glue solution, so that should be okay. And then I've carried on the ballasting right the way around, off scene. Over the bridge sides there, I shall have some flock scatter and foliage. I didn't bother ballasting right up to the edge because that would just look unrealistic, so I've just ballasted literally the track. So we're almost done on the retaining walls. That retaining wall there, I'm going to cover that and have that going off scene so it just flows off scene nicely. And then detailing of the upper level on the track side. The corner over there, I've picked up a cheap tub of polyfiller to do a scenic sort of bit of hillside or something, and put some castle ruins in there and that. And then as we come round again, I shall cover up the bare parts of the retaining wall, and then that will be a really good job done. And it's a long overdue job as well, because with this heat I haven't been really in the mood to do a lot. I've done a little bit of work on the N-gauge now, the portable project, of which the video has been uploaded. My layout upstairs in the loft, I've been carrying out a visual inspection every couple of days in the heat, and I'm pleased to say I've had no issues at all with any of the track warping or anything, because where I've used heat resistant glue, it's held firm, and I've left expansion joints, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So that's a real test up there, so I'm pleased about that. But with regards to this layout for Park, I'm pleased that I've carried out the ballasting on the upper level. Just along the edge there's a bare bit of baseboard I'm just going to paint that grey, because I can't put a retaining wall or a buttress or some sort of, you know, anything else along there, because the track is literally on the edge, so the overhang of trains will affect that, so that will just get painted grey. As likewise, any gaps will be filled in. Ballast I used is a company called Jarvis of Stockport. It's N-gauge, Jarvis extra fine ballast chippings, reference JXGST, and I like using N-gauge ballast because it spreads nicely, doesn't really affect the points, and I use a brush just to brush everything in place, and then after I've done that I use an old Lima railway wagon just to run up and down with nice metal wheels, just to clear any road bits of ballast and that, and then use the blunt edge of a Stanley knife blade and just go along the insides of the rails just to dislodge any tricky bits of ballast. And I've gone for a different shade as well to that of the lower level, just to make it look a bit more interesting. So there we have it. So ballasting the upper level complete. So the next video I will tackle the retaining walls, which includes that bit going off scene and along here, and yeah, so there we have it. So that is an update on ballasting of the track, and also the hard standing area over there I shall tackle as well and get that updated. So thanks for watching, thanks to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you showing an interest in what I'm doing, and I'll see you in the next video.